Hello everyone, welcome back. So in our Selenium with Java series, we are looking into the framework development topics. So in our previous session, we have seen how we can create the ByLocator and also the user actions, the browser actions, basically how we can create the the type or click or the size, all these methods, and how we can use it across our different page object files. So in this session we will be extending this one to more features or to have more test coverage, and then we will look into more test scenarios and how we can handle or add some more features into our existing framework, which will give you an idea that how you can scale this framework as and when you need it. So for this we were using the source demo application. So let me quickly open that application for you. Okay, so I was talking in our previous session that we will be trying to automate this particular drop down, where if I'm keeping name A to G, then I will be getting this particular name and then the amount. Like if I'm changing this one, the price high to low, then you can see this got changed from a different name to this name. Okay, and we have also seen how to count these inventory items and then verify against the expected ones. So let's first try to identify this particular drop down, and then we will try to identify the first item. The first item is changing accordingly this one, or else what you can do, you can grab all these items and you can sort it. Like for an instance, if it is for a price high to low, it means that you need to capture all the prices and then keep it into a list and try to sort it and see that if your topmost item is more amount or not. At this moment I'm not going into that detail. So what I'm going to do, I will be choosing each option from this drop down and trying to identify against my expected one. So that is what we will be continuing here. So for this, let me switch over to the IntelliJ. And for this, the first thing that I am going to do is that on the products page, I need to identify the selector, okay, or the drop down. So for this, let me just right click on this and inspect. And if I inspect, you can see there is a class, and if I open the selectors hub, it will give me that. And you can see I will be taking this selector, I'll control C, and I will put it into this product space, and I will say by, and I will give some name, sort selector, and then by dot I can put a CSS selector for this. Okay, and here let me copy paste inside this. So this is the first thing is done. So identifying the drop down is done. Now the second thing that I need to get it, the first option. So if I inspect this first element or the first item, so you can see if you go to this one, you can see this is highlighting. Now if I go to the selectors hub, and then I will give the same one like inventory item. Now you can see there are 6 elements that is displaying on the screen. Now if I want to select the first one, let's say that, so what I can do, I can customize this one to nth child of 1. Now you can see it is highlighting only the first one. Now in this case, as I'm getting the first item, I can get the name itself. Now what is this name? You can see, so this is basically the name. So under this, if I go here and if I go to this one, you can see, so there is inventory item name. So what I can do here, I can put a space and I will say inventory underscore item underscore name. Now you can see it is giving me the first option. The same thing if I keep it as price, let's say that, now it is giving me the price. So I can get the first element always, like whatever you are choosing here. So the first thing is that we have identified this particular selector. The next target is to identify the first element name and then the price. So at this moment, I'm very much interested into this name. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'll keep this one into a ByLocator here. So I'll put by dot, I'll say first item name, and I will put by dot CSS selector. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, so here it is not by dot, it is by dot CSS selector, and inside this I will be keeping it this name. See here I'm hard coding this one because I have to keep this the first item only. So the same thing if you need the price as well, So here let's say this is my price, and then instead of this name I'll put the price. Okay, so I'm done with these two things. Okay, so three things I've got it. Now the thing is that I need to write an utility method to select an item from the selector. Now see, here only one drop down is there, but think about if I have more than one selectors are there, I don't want to write the complete logic as and when I need. Instead of that, we will go with our regular approach, where what I'm going to do, I'll copy this one, and what I'm going to do, I will put the ByLocator, that is my select, and then I want to choose an option actually. So I'll say option in the sense whatever text that we want to enter or select it, I will be sending it here, and I will choose something like select by option. I'll say like this, and in this case what I'm going to do, so here now this is not the way, so let's write the select logic. Select equal to new select, and inside this I will be writing the logic. So inside this what I'm going to do, so page driver dot get current driver dot, and I will say find element ByLocator. So this is just to identify the select actually. Now I can use the select object to select any of the value. Now let me choose here select by text. Now that I will be sending as an option to here. Okay, so here I don't want to return anything, so let me make it as void. Okay, so this is the option I'm doing. Now here I will be writing a quick logic here. So let's say public void, and I will say here select sort option, some name I'm giving here. Now inside this I will be sending the option or the actual text that I want to select. Now here I can call that base page whatever that I have written, that is select by option. You can see it is asking the ByLocator. Now this is why I have created a base page. I can use this method for any kind of selector that I have in my application. So at this moment this one I am handling. So I'll put this one, and I will put the option. Now whenever I will call this particular method, I will be sending this option. I don't need to worry about now this sort selector. Okay, so now this is the way I'm going to do this. Okay, so now the next thing is that I need to get the first item. So here I have this first item name, right? But this is my web element in the sense. So if you see here, this is my web element. How can I get the text here? By taking the get text, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'll write public string, okay, get first item name. Okay, so for each and every action I am doing a method actually, so that it would be easy for us. So return, and I will say get text of what? Get text of a first item. See, now it is easy, right? This is name. Okay, so like this I will be doing it. Now it is easy for me to call. So in this sense, how can I call this one? So let me go to the test product items. Now after I'm doing all these things, right, verifying all this logic, the next thing, either you can create a new test method, but I'm just trying to do in this only. So I will be writing a logic here. Now that logic would be assert actually. Like as always I told, each and every step I need to assert it. That's the main goal of our testing, right? So assert equals, but what I'm going to do assert equal. First thing is that actual. Actual is that I need to select something from my sort actually, from the sort selector. So I will say select the sort option. What I'm going to select? I'm going to select something. Let's say that I will be selecting this one. Okay, now if I get this one, then the next thing is that what I will be getting? I will be getting the get first item. See, in this sense what I'm saying, so first I'm choosing here name G to A, that is what I'm doing there. After that I will be getting this option actually. So here what I can do, I can, before asserting this one, I can do this one. So once that sort selector is done, this is my one step. Now after this what I'm going to do, so product page dot, I'll say get first item name, this is my actual, comma, expected. What is my expected? This is the expected. So let me just copy that. Okay, so if I choose G to A and this option, I'm going to copy it. So let's move back, and here I will be putting this my expected. See, here I can do another way I can do that. So these two lines, see, these are a continuous action, right? Like I can choose something from the selector, and also I can fetch the name. So what I can do here, if you go, so this is called as your action builder. So this is called as builder pattern in Java. What this says is that I'll put like this, return this. See, basically this doesn't do anything, right? I mean, this doesn't return anything. So I can perform this action along with another action. I can do that, right? So here, if I want to do a return this, I will be specifying the class, actually the class name, that is my products page, right? So products page I'm doing. Okay, products page is my return type, and I'm returning this. This is nothing but this particular page or this particular class. Now what is the benefit? You can see it here. So instead of writing this one here, what I can do, I can write like this. So I will say select option, this method dot get first item. I can do this one actually. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, here I need to send this parameter. So here I will be sending. Now this is my expected one. Okay, you can see this is the beauty of writing the builder pattern, which is very much easy to understand, and it will reduce your line of code as well. Now the same thing I can copy this one for all other combinations. In this sense, let's say that I want to do a like this option, price low to high. Let me copy this one. So right click, inspect, and if I go here, this one, so high, low to high, right? So I'll copy this one and I will put it here so that this selection would be there. Now when I'm putting low to high, so this is my the expected option, right? Expected text. So I can put here like this. Okay, so like this you can keep on adding all the asserts. Actually the same thing you can even use this price as well. So get item price, like what I can do, I can write another method here, and which would get me the price. So price, and you give that price locator actually, which we already identified. So this is nothing but this one actually, which we have built the locator. Now let's first quickly run it. So for this, what I'm going to do, I'll go to my test.ng.xml, and in our previous session we have already added this test case. Now let me right click and run this. There is some problem. Let's see what is that problem is there. So let's go one by one. So it is telling that name G to A is not found. So that text is not available. There will be some mistake. Yeah, so as you can see here, this N is capital actually. So I'll do one thing. I'll give some time here. I'll give 4 seconds, or maybe I'll give 2 seconds here. Now after this I will be giving 3 seconds so that you can see that particular action to be performed. After that it will choose another one, then it will close. You can see now it selected the G to A. It is very now low to high, and then it is verifying the first item, and everything is done, and you can see the test case got passed here. You can see that one. Now all the asserts are there, so that's why I'm not giving any such log out actually. So I always tend to avoid the logs to the console, so that because asserts basically if it is passing, then it won't throw any error. So that always you can keep like this asserts. And then if there is no errors in your console, you will come to know that all the asserts successfully passed. Another way what you can do with this one, see now you might say that as we are adding the functionalities, the test case is becoming more and more complicated and it looks very bigger, right? I mean, you can just move this section particularly to another method actually, another test case. You can say that test product sort selector. You can just give another name and just specify all these 4 options, whichever you are seeing from these 4 options, right, from this particular drop down actually. So each one you can just verify it. If you really think that this is like more hard coding this stuff, tomorrow what if they will add another option into the into the drop down, or they might change this one from capital to small letter. Now you need to come back to this particular test case and update all these things, right? Or let's say that they are changing something. One example is that the one size is basically wrong actually, the spelling. Let's say the developer changed this one to the correct spelling. So you have to identify which test case I have written this one. You have to come back to that test case and then rectify that, right? Which is sometimes difficult, and we always tend to avoid hard coding the strings into our test case. If you are finding like very unique, then you can keep it. But let's say that this particular string you are using multiple test cases, then it's not a good practice to hard code it here. Because if the spelling gets changed, you need to go to all instances of your test case, right, to change this one. What you can do, you can utilize the Excel sheet approach. Let me show you the Excel sheet which I already prepared, but I will be giving you that as a task. Most of the things we have already discussed in our previous sessions. This is just you need to add this into your project and then integrate and identify those things. You can see I have created this one just to save time. I have created this particular Excel sheet where you can see this is my option column where I'm writing all of my the drop down options. The next thing is that the name, the first item name that I'm expecting, and then the amounts that I'm expecting. Now it is easy, right? What you can do, you can loop over this particular rows, and as you get the item, as you get the strings, you can pass it here actually. So instead of a hard code it, you get the item from the Excel sheet based on the row. You can have a for loop for those items. You can keep it into an array. Let me show you that. So if you're not sure, so if you go to my previous video where I have mostly determined how can you really fetch the items from an Excel sheet with a 2-dimensional array. Let me show you that. In the base, I will create one Excel reader. And then here what I'm going to do, I'll paste those things, and just let me change this. Okay, so now as you can see, this Excel reader is very much ready made for you guys. You don't really need to do anything. Okay, so what you need to do, let me reiterate quickly. You need to set the Excel sheet file after, and then provide the path actually. And for that actually you need to put that test underscore data Excel sheet into this location. So let me quickly do that. So I'll go to this location. You can, in Mac actually I can do reveal in Finder. So for this, let me find it out. Where is that option? Open in Finder. Now this is my location actually. This is my project. Let me copy paste that from my downloaded directory. So I'll copy that and then I will paste it here. Let's open this Excel sheet, and you can see all the details are there. Let me close this one, everything. Now you can see this item will be appearing here. So let me just, and as you can see, the Excel sheet is now appearing into your project folder. So what you can do into this test case, you can just go before to this. So you can write like this. So you can say new Excel reader. You can see it is appearing now. Dot set Excel file, and in this you need to provide the path of that particular test data, test underscore data dot xlsx, and then you need to provide the sheet, and that sheet is product short. Okay, that's it. You just need to do this many things only. And let me add exception. Once you are done with that, the second thing is that you need to read that particular this one. So for this again, what I can do, I'll put like this so that I can reuse that. And I will say Excel sheet reader dot, and here I'll call one of the method actually that we have written, and that is nothing but a 2D array. So this 2D array is nothing but, as you can see, the return type is an object array actually here. So what you can do, you can keep it into an object array. Okay, now you can print, you can play with this object to get all the items from the Excel sheet. Now based on the row column index, you can basically get these items. So now this is dynamically written, and now this is dynamically written. Now for each row in this Excel sheet, so for each row, I have already determined what action you need to do and what you need to verify, what text you need to verify. Now you don't need to worry about any change into your application. Anything that gets changed, you can just go to your Excel sheet and you can keep changing, and you can just put one assert statement into an for loop actually. So how many rows you are determining into this Excel sheet, that many looping you need to do, and with one assert statement you can do that. The only thing that will change, this is my first column, this is my second column. You can have another assert for the price as well, so that you don't need to just write the same thing for each and every option of your selector. So try this as a assignment and let me know if you still get any issues, so that I can give you the code for that as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. Now we can even do a lot of different stuff with this particular by using this particular what you call the framework. Even you can extend this one by making one end-to-end test. What I'm trying to say is that, let's say that I'm refreshing. Okay, every time the session gets out timeout. So secret underscore sauce, and then so what you can do, you can add to cart. Then you can come back here, you click on this, you try to identify whatever you added, is that really adding into this particular page. This is my cart page. So what you can do, you can create a new page here as carts page. In that you can identify the string and then the amount. So whichever you have item you made add to cart, you can verify those items are really appearing here or not. And then after that you can click on this checkout. After that you can give the details here, like whatever you want, you can give all those details, and you can just give a continue here. Once you do the continue, the final checkout will be happening there. So this complete flow you can even do it by making different page objects here. So this is one of the good application, I would say, or a demo site where you can do the end-to-end testing. Okay, so give it a try and extend this framework to more functionalities. As and how you will be adding more and more functionalities, you will gain more experience and you will see the scale of your framework, how much it is supporting. Okay, so this is more about like adding more functionalities, but we can expand this particular framework to more project wise, in the sense we can have some reporting, we can have some logging, we can even execute this particular framework in our Jenkins. So we will be keep on seeing as and when we will be learning different things. So stay tuned and do subscribe to this YouTube channel for more such topics. Thank you for watching.